Something bad is bound to happen to me.
Time is moving too fast. Where is your head? I don't friend. I'm just asking for a friend. He's got enemies that beckon the light. Go ahead and bark after dark. Fallen star, I'm your one call away.
Anyways, welcome back to me talking about pointless and nonsensical stuff we don't have answers for, but I still question every day. Today we broach the topic of identity. I've been having a lot of trouble with identity nowadays, and I'm pretty sure everyone does at least once in their life. I've been doing a lot of research, like reading blogs or articles or research papers, and I've realized how much life really sucks. Really sucks. I hate to admit it because of my pride and everything, but I'm still a naive teenager, and I've come to realize how different coming of age is compared to movies. Yeah, of course, I know a lot of aspects are exaggerated in movies, but people still have expectations. No life-altering event is gonna happen. No wise old man is just gonna come into your life and say, you were destined for this or that,
You're a wizard, Harry.
Multiple things might happen at once, or nothing might happen at all. Either way, you're just gonna have to figure everything out for yourself. I think there are a few simple reasons why I'm contemplating identity so much, like the oversimplification of identity, or the non-existent constants of life, and my overthinking problem. I think so much of identity is based on choice, and nowadays personalities also feel like a choice, It's like, oh, do I want to be the quiet but deep guy, or like the cool confident guy in my coming of age movie? It feels like I'm choosing an outfit, and it starts to really blur my image of myself, Before we get into detail, let me just quickly define identity for you based on my research, I divided identity into two different meanings, One is where you identify yourself through your actions, thoughts, and social position. This is called social identity. The other is just an identity you can't define, something that makes you different from everyone else, no matter what happens. You guessed it. What I want to find out is the second definition. I want to feel special, I want to feel like I have a place in this world. The problem is that everyone, and I mean everyone, identifies themselves or others to the first definition. And that's not a bad thing, that's how it's supposed to be, that's the only way we could describe people to other people. But things like your opinions and fashion style change constantly, People are constantly trying to find out who they are and who they're going to be, Why do you think people take those stupid quizzes? What I want is a constant, some way I could define myself as I am this, and it would never change, There's probably no such thing like that, but sometimes I like to believe there is, to a degree. Besides that, everything changes. And if everything changes, how am I supposed to find myself, I don't want to sound too philosophical or anything, but what do people mean when they say I'm still finding myself, Wouldn't it be like a dog chasing his tail or something? Wouldn't it never end? Well, at least in the definition I'm talking about. I want to know what their definition is. I mean, where is it when you say you found yourself? This is why I think the whole who are you identity stuff is bullshit, The only right way to answer that question is with I am me. And I'm not even trying to sound corny or cliche. What triggers all these thoughts is when I watch my own videos, I know it's lame and weird, but when I watch my videos, I start thinking, is that really me? Why the hell does my hair look so stupid? I sound so pretentious, Maybe I should upload a stupid video of me so people don't think I take myself too seriously. I might seem very talkative and easygoing in my videos, but I promise you, if we ever meet in real life, I'm gonna be nervous as hell, okay? Insecurities like this make me sense some sort of distance between myself and the person on the screen. I start stressing about how people view me when I don't even know how I want them to. Also, if actions and thoughts are what define me, then I have no idea who I am, Let me explain. For example, I like to say that I'm different from other creators on YouTube because I don't make content like this. Or this, Instead, I make videos on my thoughts and opinions, and I pride myself in that. But honestly, more than half the YouTube creators don't make that type of content. Just normal people don't do that, I'm not that special for making my own original content, And honestly, I could be just as rude and annoying as those people in real life, and you would never know, I could be really annoyingly, I could be moody at times, and I could be obnoxious and condescending, and I could be on a whole nother level of annoyingly cynic, Basically, I'm just like any other angsty teen, How different am I from them, huh? How do I really stand out from others? I finally realized how hard it is to be confident in yourself without external validation, I think it's impossible. For me, anyways. We're constantly comparing ourselves to others, and we care what other people think about us, Don't even act like you don't, okay? Everyone needs external validation, whether it's from your mom, your next door neighbor, or your girlfriend, And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. We live in a society. That's how it's supposed to be, We acknowledge other people, and they acknowledge us. It's just common sense, you know? And if you disagree, just go live in the fucking woods. What I'm getting at is, don't be the type of person that think they're so high and mighty for other people's opinions, criticism, and compliments, you know? There's a difference between that and being confident and independent, you know? Might I just mention, it's so much easier to change now, you know? You could be a girl and wake up the next day as a guy, you know? And I'm not talking about just physically, I mean mentally too. It's even easier now because of social media, you know? A ton of information and influence smacks you across the face, and you can't really process it, you know? You don't really have time to analyze if it's good or bad, you know? And this kind of segues into why I think oversimplification of identity is dangerous. We act like we don't divide ourselves amongst lunch tables, but we still do, you know? It's just, now there's just so many, like, tables stacked on top of tables and, like, connected together, or, like, different shapes and stuff, like, it's complicated. Yeah, I know, pretty cool analogy, okay? I get it, alright? I'll stop. No one puts in the time to get to know you nowadays, so you feel as though you need to simplify yourself with a label or a song you listen to or a movie you like. But that's what always changes. So basically, you just end up without having any idea of who you really are and not having a way to explain yourself. When finally the time comes when you realize that identity is just a waste of time and that nothing is forever and nothing means anything, right? But not just by reading it off a book or hearing it from a TV show, you know? When you fully understand it, I think that's when you'll find peace with your existence and identity, you know? It may be tomorrow, it may be 50 years from now, or you might have already figured it out. But first, I gotta do it, because, you know, I don't want to be giving false advice.